Alright, so are you start?
Alright. Thank you very much for coming. I'd like to tell you about this boy Jamal, whom I met when I was volunteering in one of Chattanooga elementary schools. Through the period of my class, he was sitting quietly on the back of the room, practically ignoring me. But that was until I asked children what they can do with recycled materials. He became alive, he changed, he had incredible ideas, one of them to make furniture from the plastic bottles. He was no less gifted and talented than my boys and their friends in their gifted class. The difference was that Jamal in Tennessee education system, which is practically ignoring our gifted students. I'd like to tell you more about what is flaws of our gifted education and how it affects our boys and girls, as well how it reflects on our nation's ability to compete on the international market. But before that, let me tell you what giftedness is. LSU Associate Professor Jolly cites that federal definition of giftedness sees it as exceptional ability to perform in one or several areas, such as intellectual, creativity, artistic, leadership capacity, and specific academic fields. Those gifted children have specific needs in additional intellectual stimulation. National Association for Gifted Children estimates that approximately 10% of our children are gifted. Research by scholars Brown, Avery, Van Tassel-Bass, Worley, and Stambaugh says that United States Board of Education limits its support to gifted education to just that definition, leaving everything else up to the states. As a result, as Jolie says, in many cases it's up to a classroom teacher who is not trained for gifted education to identify gifted children. Many states rely on just simple academic performance to select children for the program, which limits ability to identify children who has capacity to think outside of the box. And most damaging situation, which is noted by Robertson and Klackenberg, that our not trained teachers cannot recognize giftedness behind disabilities or diversity, cultural diversity, or even low socioeconomic status. The Davison Institute of Talent Development says that in many situations, funding by the states is practically none to even exist. As you can see, in Georgia, in last year, more than $300 million was spent on gifted programs, whereas Tennessee didn't report any spendings at all. Many states rely on various programs, some of them differentiation of curriculum or acceleration. However, in most of the cases, our children still in hands of not trained for gifted education teachers. Our most notorious no child left behind legislation is actually most damaging to our gifted students, as it orients teachers to concentrate on underperforming students and leaving practically no time for our children. This is how it's this is the result of our broken gifted education. Let me tell you how it reflects on our children. Without guidance from our educators, our society has tendency to create myths. Do you think about gifted child as the one who is always studious and well-behaved and always ahead of the game? Well, that is damaging stereotype. Moravsky and Matthews says that in 40% of our gifted children feel very different and from other students. Many of them have very peculiar social skills and they become ostracized and even bullied. Others, as it noted by Naher, who holds doctorate in psychology, they're trying to average or lower their grades and behavior to be changed to be sure they can fit in with their peers. This pattern continues through their adulthood and youthhood as they develop habit of ignoring their environment, and when materials become more complex, they become underachievers or drop out even from high school. In most of the cases, they never reach their optimal potential. This is what it means for our children. Let me tell you how it reflects on our nation. Research by scholars Adams, Chamberlain, Gavin, Schultz, Sheffield, and Subotnik says that United States economic security and global leadership even relies on science, mathematics, technology, and engineering, or so-called STEM fields. You as information technology professionals know about it. Our defense technology, for example, is key to success of our nation on its security level. And if defense technology falls behind, then vulnerability of our country to external and internal threats increases. STEM field cannot be successful without quality talents, where are gifted and most innovative are certainly key to success. Adams and a group says that many gifted children will succeed without any intervention. However, without guidance from educators, they will select other than STEM fields, which can certainly lead to decline of quality and quantity of our research and development. Other countries, on the other hand, recognize that need for advanced gifted education, which is especially apparent if you look on results of math tests among 8th graders, which displayed by trends in international mathematics and science study. As you can see in Singapore, 48% of the students display more than exceptionally performance in math, where in the United States only 7%. We're clearly missing at least 3% of our gifted students. Our current administration sees needs for change, and based on the White House press release recently introduced Educate to Innovate initiative as well as Race to the Top, but results still wait to be seen. My boys are lucky. We live in Georgia, states which spend millions of dollars on gifted education, and where our gifted children are highly valued. Last several months, my boys spent doing robotics. My oldest son, Kirill, already set his mind on going to Georgia Tech. He will be studying engineering. Jamal in Tennessee, on the other hand, told me when they're lucky they have 1 hour a week in a gifted class doing puzzles. He doesn't even like the idea of going to college. Jamal and other boys and girls like him will be another victims of our broken education system. It also will affect our nation's future. Can we afford that to happen? Thank you very much.